Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we are discussing evaluation of management thought, examination point of view only. Okay, so in this, management is an art of getting things done by the people, as we know that. But from which period this is there? Management is as old as civilization. It is as old as civilization, and it has been of some concern to organized society throughout civilized history. Management is as old as civilization, and it has been some concern to organized society throughout the civilized history. There were no organized efforts towards developing management principles are carried before the present century. There were no efforts are there to develop the management principles before the present century. Most of the earlier contributions towards increasing the efficiency of organized groups were scattered here. These contributions have been made by practicing managers as well as the academicians. Here, the evaluation of management thought can be divided into 7 approaches. One is pre-scientific management. Second one is scientific management. Third one is operational management. Fourth one, social systems theory. Fifth one, decision theory. Sixth one, some contributions made by Peter Drucker. Seventh one, behavioral approach. Okay, so these are the different contributions that are made here and divided into 7 different categories. Mainly coming to the first one, pre-scientific management. Here, many contributions are made to the development of management thought, but in that, the prominent are James Watt, Boulton, Robert Owen, Charles Babbage, Henry Robinson, and many. These are the people who made some contribution to the management. The contribution of these early thinkers, mainly comprised stray thoughts of some individuals, focusing attention on different aspects of management. Here, these contributions were made bit by bit in a haphazard manner. These contributions were made bit by bit in a haphazard manner. Next one is scientific management. Coming to this one here, F.W. Taylor is known as father of scientific management. And Taylor and some other contributors like Frank Gilbreth, Lillian Gilbreth, Henry Grant Emerson investigated the effective use of human beings in industrial organization. Here, F.W. Taylor and other contributors like Frank Gilbreth, Lillian Gilbreth, Henry Grant Emerson, and some other people investigated the effective use of human beings. Investigated the effective use of human beings in industrial organizations. ఓకే, ఎఫ్డబ్ల్యూ టైలర్తో పాటు ఫ్రాంక్లిన్ గిల్బ్రెత్, లినియన్ గిల్బ్రెత్, హెన్రీ గ్యాంట్, ఎమర్సన్ వీళ్ళు ఏం చేశారు, హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ యొక్క యూటిలైజేషన్ అంటే ఇండస్ట్రియల్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్లో హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ యొక్క యూటిలైజేషన్ ఎంతవరకు ఉందో స్టడీ చేశారు, ఇన్వెస్టిగేట్ చేశారు. దే స్టడీడ్ ప్రైమరీలీ ద యూజ్ ఆఫ్ హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ యాజ్ అడ్జంక్ట్ టు మెషిన్ ఇన్ పెర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఆఫ్ రొటీన్ టాస్క్. వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు, అలాగే ఎట్ ఏ టైం అంటే మెషిన్తో పాటు హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ యొక్క అవసరాన్ని, లేకపోతే మెషిన్తో పాటు హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ ఏ రకంగా పనిచేస్తున్నారు రొటీన్ టాస్క్ కోసం అనేది స్టడీ చేశారు. ద ఏరియా ఆఫ్ హ్యూమన్ బిహేవియర్ ఇన్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఇన్వెస్టిగేటెడ్ బై దెమ్ వాజ్ క్వైట్ నారో. ద ఏరియా దే ఇన్వెస్టిగేటెడ్ వాజ్ క్వైట్ నారో, చాలా చిన్నది. ఓకే, he later integrated his ideas in classic The Principles of Scientific Management, published in 1911. సో ఎఫ్డబ్ల్యూ టైలర్ ఏం చేశాడు, తన ఐడియాస్ అన్నిటిని కూడా క్లాసిక్ థియరీలో ద ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఆఫ్ సైంటిఫిక్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అనే ఆర్టికల్లో పబ్లిష్ చేయడం అనేది జరిగింది. సో వాట్ ఆర్ ద ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఆఫ్ సైంటిఫిక్ మేనేజ్మెంట్? ద ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఆఫ్ సైంటిఫిక్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ ఆర్ principles of scientific management are, okay, the principles of scientific management are separation of planning and doing. Separation of planning and doing, they separate the plan and they separate the working. Second principle is functional foremanship. Functional foremanship. Third one is job analysis. Third one is job analysis. In this it consists of time study, motion study, fatigue study. Fourth one is standardization, scientific selection and training, financial intensives, economy and mental evolution are the principles of scientific management. Next one is operational management. Here Henry Fayol already studied the functions and principles of management in a systematic manner. These theorists viewed the central problem as being one where there must be identification of tasks necessary for achieving the general purpose of the organization and of the grouping to take place to fulfill these functions most effectively. The theorist identified that the central problem is that there must be identification of tasks which are necessary to achieve the general purpose of the organization and of the grouping to take place to fulfill those functions most effectively. So in such a case, Henry Fayol proposed 14 principles of management. He has emphasized flexibility in these principles. These principles are flexible and capable of adaptation to very need. That means we can utilize whenever we want and we can also change this one. The 14 principles are: number 1, dividing the work, division of work, giving authority and responsibility to the people, maintaining the discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, subordination of individuals, remuneration of personnel, centralization, scalar chain, order, equity, stability, initiative, spirit, decorps. Spirit, decorps. Next one is social systems theory. In this, Chester Bernard's analysis of manager is truly a social system approach. In determining the tasks of executives, he analyzed the nature of cooperative social system, and he found non-logical factors also which are influencing organizational behavior. The main contribution of Bernard are concept of the organization, elements of organization, functions of the executive, formal and informal organization, authority, executive effectiveness, motivation, organization equilibrium, and interaction between formal and informal organization. Next, decision making theory or decision theory. This was proposed by Simon. Simon looked at the problems of management in the totality of social and the psychological context. Simon contributions to the management are concept of organization, decision making, bounded rationality, administrative man. Next one, contributions of Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker also made some contribution. The contributions of Peter Drucker can be analyzed under 6 heads. Mainly, his contributions towards the management are nature of the management, managerial functions, organizational functions, federalism, management by objectives, futurity. Next, human relations approach or behavioral approach. In this one, the essence of human relations as well as human relations contribution is contained in 2 points, where the organizational situation should be viewed in social terms as well as economic and technical terms. The organizational situation should be viewed as the social terms as well as economic and technical terms. The social process of group behavior can be understood in terms of clinical method analogous to the doctor's diagnosis of the human organism. This behavioral approach was mainly recognized by Elton Mayo. Elton Mayo. Elton Mayo is recognized as the father of human relations approach. He conducted some series of experiments known as Hawthorne experiments. He conducted some series of experiments which are known as Hawthorne's experiment. Mainly illumination experiments, relay assembly test room experiments, bank wiring observation room experiment, mass interviewing program. Okay, so this is about the evolution of management thought.